In all fairness, there aren't many players in NBA history with this kind of shooting ability. Dame is the only player in the league's history to score 70 points in a game, including at least 10 three-pointers in the same game. In fact, this is the guy that made the most threes from beyond 30 feet last year. Yes, you heard that right. Most shots made beyond 30 feet. That's a deep range. As you see, Lillard's remarkable long-range shooting makes him one of the league's hardest point guards to defend. When you take an offensive powerhouse like Dame and pair it with arguably the most dominant forward in the paint in Giannis, this makes for a nightmare matchup for any team. Will this be the best duo we'll see this year on the league? There's a lot to unpack here. The answer is simple. Yes, he is. Damian Lillard has quite a few accolades. He won the NBA Rookie of the Year award in 2013, and he's been named to the All-NBA team 7 times. He's also the all-time leading scorer in the history of the Portland Trail Blazers. And let's not forget the gold medal he earned at the 2020 Olympics. What really sets Lillard apart is his scoring ability. He's not just a great scorer, he's quietly becoming one of the greatest scorers in NBA history. Like we said before, he's the only player in the league's history to score 70 points in the game and make at least 10 three-pointers in the same game. Like, really think and wrap your head around that for a second. Nobody has done this in the history of the NBA. Lillard isn't just a one-hit wonder either. He's put up multiple 60-point games in a single season, 5 in total. For perspective, he is tied with Michael Jordan in this feat. Is Damian Lillard the best shooter in NBA history? Well, no, we won't say that he is, but the numbers tell a very interesting story. Of the 8 players to score at least 70 in a game, he had the highest true shooting percentage. I mean, sure, James Harden has more 50-point games than Lillard, but he's never scored as high as Lillard's 71 points in a single game. Stephen Curry's career high is 62, Kevin Durant has 9 50-point games, but they all trail behind Lillard. It's time to start talking about Lillard as one of the greatest scorers of all time. And guess what? He's still 33 years old with over 19,000 career points. For speculation's sake, if he plays for another 6 years at his career average, he could become the NBA's 8th all-time leading scorer ahead of Shaquille O'Neal. That's right, 30,000 career points could very well be in play for Lillard, a club that only 7 players in history have entered. Lillard's shooting makes him a tough matchup for pretty much everyone, but he's also capable of punishing defenders who pressure him at the three-point line. Despite some obvious limitations as a 6'2" guard, he's still quick enough to blow by defenders, and he's become a crafty finisher around the basket. This is what separates him from other pick-and-roll scorers. Also, to add to his scoring abilities, Lillard loves shooting off the dribble. Nobody made more pull-up threes than him last season. Lillard can shoot going to his right or left, he has side steps and step backs in his bag, and as we know, he's very comfortable shooting from way out. Imagine the possibilities if you pair this offensive bag with the best forward in the game. Now, you might be wondering, why do you keep showing Lillard sinking threes? Well, it's key to what we'll be talking about. Because when you have a guy like Lillard on your team, it creates a ton of space for the rest of the team. Picture this, Lillard is coming down the court and you know he can pull up from nearly half court. Defenders have to step out to contest the shot. That means more room for pick and roll plays, and when you're teaming up with someone like Giannis Antetokounmpo, you're creating a nightmare for the opposing defense. This is a duo that should have the entire NBA shaking. Dame and the Greek Freak are like a match made in basketball heaven, and something Bucks fans should be very excited about. Their potential as a duo is off the charts. You have Giannis, who can bulldoze his way to the rim at will, and then Lillard, who, as we said before, can pull up from anywhere on the court. Defending this pair is probably going to be a nightmare for the majority of teams. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of how dominant the Damian Lillard-Giannis Antetokounmpo pick and roll is going to be. These two players are not just individually amazing, they're a seamless fit on the court, but the real excitement comes from their potential as pick and roll partners. Lillard is a master of the pick and roll. He's been scoring points in this play type with remarkable efficiency, with no teammate even close as to what Giannis brings to the table. What sets him apart is his ability to shoot off the dribble, making him a constant threat. He's the kind of player who can pull up for a three-pointer almost as soon as he crosses half court. putting immense pressure on the defense. Antetokounmpo, on the other hand, is a force in the paint. His ability to drive to the basket and draw fouls is well known, but he hasn't had the opportunity to play with a pick-and-roll maestro like Lillard. With Lillard on the team, Giannis can diversify his game by operating out of the post, adding another dimension to his already dominant style. Antetokounmpo isn't as dominant or efficient of a one-on-one scorer on paper, but he's one of the toughest matchups in the league. He can bully most big and tough defenders to score points. The real beauty of this partnership is that it's a two-way street. Lillard's shooting and ability to score off the dribble create a space for Giannis to dominate in the paint. On the flip side, when Giannis rolls to the basket, Lillard can spot up for three-pointers or take advantage of the attention Giannis draws in the paint. This pick-and-roll partnership isn't just about scoring, it's about creating havoc on the court and forcing defense to make impossible choices. Switching won't be an option, and even elite defenders will struggle to contain this dynamic duo. And in the rare case any team can figure it out, you count with championship caliber guys like Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez as your third and fourth options. Not too shabby. So what can opponents do to defend against the Lillard-Antetokounmpo pick and roll? It's not an easy task. The Boston Celtics with Drew Holiday and Derek White as top-tier guard defenders, Kristaps Porzingis is an elite rim protector, and Al Horford is a reliable Giannis defender, might top the list of teams with a shot at defending this lethal combination. But I bet you it won't be easy. So, do Giannis and Lillard have any history? You bet they do. In the 2023 All-Star Game, Antetokounmpo made Lillard his first overall pick as the All-Star Game captain. It's clear that Giannis recognizes Lillard's scoring abilities and wanted him on his team. In fact, Lillard himself stated if he could team up with any player, he'd pick Giannis. The chemistry between these two stars is undeniable, and is a recipe for some exciting basketball. After spending 11 years with the Trail Blazers establishing himself as an NBA superstar, Lillard decided it was time for a change. Rumors had been swirling for a while, and he made it official by publicly requesting a trade to join a team closer to winning a championship. The blockbuster trade consisted of sending Lillard to the Bucks as part of a three-team trade that sent Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Toumani Camara, and a 2029 first-round draft pick to the Blazers, and Grayson Allen, Yusuf Nurkic, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson to the Phoenix Suns. The Blazers also received the rights to swap first-round draft picks with Milwaukee in 2028 and 2030. Now, with Lillard and Giannis on the same squad, the league is on high alert. Lillard, fresh off a season where he averaged over 32 points per game, 7 assists, and close to 5 rebounds, with an effective field goal percentage of 56.4 and a free throw percentage of 91.3. He also happened to drop a career-high 71 points with 13 three-pointers in a single game. Looking to the future, we have to acknowledge that Damian Lillard is on the path to becoming one of the greatest players in NBA history. He's achieved remarkable feats in a franchise where he never really had a contending team. Now it is time to stop overlooking Lillard's greatness. He's a proven leader, a prolific scorer, and a player who can change the course of a game with his shooting. The numbers don't lie, and we bet that now in the Bucks roster, it can only get better.